Hello guys, Longy here. Welcome to today's video, which will feature myself playing in the Tier 4 Premium Arkansas Beta Battleship. It's an action-packed game. I hope you enjoy. Hello, Smudge.
All right, Longy, what have we got today?
So today's video is a feature of some low-tier gameplay in the Tier 4 Arkansas Beta ship.
Oh, lovely. So this is your top tier, and actually it's quite a spread Tier 3 game.
Yeah, it's quite preferential matchmaking, and there's no aircraft carrier, which is nice because the Arkansas has a 0 AA rating.
Okay. How does the Arkansas match up against the non-premium, the Wyoming?
So Tier 4 American, I believe it's got similar guns, but maybe one more turret. Health-wise, she's fairly similar. Size-wise, speed-wise, it's all pretty similar. But the Wyoming gets some AA, and we don't.
Okay, so in this battle, the lack of CV, that's going to work out in your favour. And I think you've got the extra turret on here, so the extra damage is definitely going to play into this.
Yeah, that's an extra 20% DPS.
So, I see you've got some div mates in here. I think I recognise one or two of them.
Yeah, you are here with me, and we've got Incarus, who is a fairly new player to the game, and we agreed that we'd come down and do some lower tier and help him out.
A fun day was had by all.
Indeed, it was a good game.
So we see at the start, I think you are playing BB alongside Inky, who's trying to level his BBs here, and immediately the Izakazi, myself, splitting off from the group.
Yeah, so you've sort of agreed to go and do a bit of scouting and try and get some information so we can best plan our attack. Obviously, being big and slow and heavy, we take a long time to adjust should the need arise.
So I think the plan was at the start of this game, I think I agreed that I was just going to speed boost into the middle, work out where the deployments were, and try and give you guys some early warning, because like you say, you are big and slow. If we're going to need you on the northwestern front, then you'd have time to turn around.
Yeah, and at the moment we can't see too much. It looks like an even split from what we can see, so we know both ways are going to be supported, so we're probably fine to head down the way we are.
So full steam ahead. I see you're pretty much at your max speed here of 20 knots.
Oh yes, she's not quick.
I think from the get-go there, we've got. I think I told you when that Dursky pops up. Don't worry. I think he's a new player. I'll handle that. You crack on with the eastern front.
Yeah, and obviously he's a tier 3 ship, and he's only got I think 3.5 kilometer torpedo range. So long as you can outgun him, you're not going to get out torpedoed for sure.
Yeah, I think what actually happened here is I forced him into smoking up, and yeah, just torped him and ran away. Clipping the Freant there. It's such a high ship in the water. It makes it, for some reason, quite difficult to judge these ships, especially at low tier.
Yeah, and they're very, very fast. They get the speed boost.
So I think after you clipped him that first time, he's activated speed boost. So you've gone from clipping at the front to clipping at the back.
Very frustrating.
The deployments at this stage does look like it's going to be a western push, but you've still got stuff to clean up on the east.
Yeah, so we can't just abandon it. I think there you asked for a bit of help with the Dursky, so we have tried to give it a salvo, but he died before I could get the shot off.
It's worth mentioning, even in a BB, whether it was a team call or not, or a division call in this case, it is worth shooting at DDs in battleships.
Definitely. So once this Wakataki pops up, I think, right, I'll have another go. Only a couple of guns, that's all I've got ready. And it pays off.
Nice big chunk of health, especially at this tier. One hit, one over pen. You could have deleted him if there was more guns available, but yeah, good hit.
Yeah, that was 25% of his HP, just like that, which you don't know down the line, that could save you.
Yeah, absolutely. By hitting him like that, I'm sure that's given the Wakataki second thoughts about trying to charge you down and kamikaze run you.
Yeah, he knows I'm willing to fire back.
So that is the Freant gone. Wakataki, you can see he's running away here. He's not interested in fighting you or the St. Louis.
And I must have chipped his paint with the last shots.
Unlucky, definitely you hurt the smokestack.
And then covered by the island. No way I could get the shots around.
Clearly, he actually moved out to hit the St. Louis there, not you, because he won't have fired them from in range.
Yeah, no range long before me.
So we see at this stage, I think we are still not too worried about the northwestern push. Tier 4 games, quite slow moving. You get plenty of time to react as long as you're situationally aware.
Yeah,
There's
so
still
obviously
plenty
you
of
and I
time to
run
clear
our
up.
yeah, and you and I both run our mini-maps large, so it's always prominent to us what's going on in the rest of the game. Obviously, by pressing the plus on your number pad, you can increase, or the minus to reduce it. It's always good to have it showing on your screen and that you can notice what's going on.
I think at this stage, I've told you, don't worry about the Kaiser down in the southeast. I'll herd him away and get him going up north if you want to lay into that Phoenix for me.
Yeah, obviously you're quite confident with your torpedo ability at low tiers, and normally these battleships just go in straight lines and hoop-de-doop-de-doop.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily easy. There's a lot of players that play at these low tiers permanently, and you'll find like there are some experienced players down here, but it's usually quite easy to shepherd people around, and if you can't hit them, you can definitely get them going the way that you want them to.
At the very least, you've area denied him. He's now heading straight away. There's no point in me chasing him. There's a lot more potential targets I can head towards.
So at this point, I think the torps from the Izakazi are basically herding the Kaisers back up north. We've asked Inky to go and cut them off and chase them down, and basically he's got some firing practice. But we see the western side is falling.
Yeah, so we've got the French cruiser in the middle of the map. Goodness knows why he's completely surrounded. He's not going to last a great deal of time. We've got the two ships in Charlie who are in full retreat mode, and against that number of ships, I just don't think they can hold it.
So I think, although the TeamSpeak recording isn't available for while we were playing this at the time, we were communicating, and I think the call was made here. Longy, can you go back over and hold the fort? We'll sort out the eastern side and then come help you.
Yeah, and I'm full health. I'm in good spirits. I think I can, at the very least, slow them enough that you can do what you need to do that side and come back and deal with it.
Yeah, it's important to be able to realise when you should be full-on aggression and when, like, there is such a thing as a fighting withdrawal, and it does slow the enemy team down, and it can make the difference on cap points on who wins and who loses.
Yeah, definitely. And there's different ways of doing that in your different ship types. Obviously, a BB, you turn back, you try and swivel on the end to try and bring your guns round and off and on and off. Or in a DD, you just keep torping, running, just finding ways to slow them down.
Area denial, and regardless of what ship type, if you move away from the point that you think they're aiming for, so in this case clearly that western front are going to go for C. I think you're too slow to do it in this example, but if you're in something faster, you could probably charge over to the west of C, fire a couple shots, get detected, and get them to chase you. And that means they are not on objective, and that's a perfectly viable tactic.
West. So now this Kohlberg, he's been trying to have a go. He's so far dealt 0 damage. He's going to get the first bit of attention.
Yeah, and it's quite important. The Kohlberg here has been firing AP at you since he appeared. He's actually been firing for a lot longer than we've had him on the screen. I think you just ignored him for a while. I think you noticed the first AP shell come in about a minute ago and just like, okay, fine, whatever, you crack on, son.
Yeah, he's dealt 0 damage.
Yeah, and it wasn't until you turned broadside, but actually that's... You're in a battleship with 100% HP. It's perfectly viable to turn broadside. Give him, let him have his 2k in exchange for potentially getting a citadel.
Yeah, no worries. That was quite an important kill there from the Campbelltown. He took out the Kawachi, which has saved me a big battleship danger there. So now I've got 3 cruisers and 1 battleship to worry about. See,
you took an extra second, well, probably half a second to line up your shot there. So you're aiming for the waterline and you nailed that Svetlana with a citadel.
Yeah, it was a nice tidy chunk of HP.
See, this is always a bit of a dubious call. I see you switch to the Kohlberg here instead of finishing off the Svetlana, bearing in mind that a ship with almost no health can do 100% of the damage of a ship with full health. So it's before watching this replay, I questioned that decision, but then you did wipe out that Kohlberg.
Yeah, I haven't played low tier for quite a while, and I've never played a Kohlberg, so I didn't know if she had short-range torps. So where she got within 4 kilometers, that's usually the minimum torp range. 3.5 to 4 kilometers. So I thought I'd better deal with that one first. I know the Svetlana's got 4k torps. I've got a bit more time to deal with that.
You see, trying to contemplate who to go for here, but ultimately waiting for this Svetlana.
Yeah, I want that juicy broadside to quick finish. Downside is she's probably talking me, and I know that it's the island in front.
So a bit unfortunate there. I suppose there was so much going on there, it was a little bit more difficult to watch the map and keep angled and also avoid collisions.
Yeah, maybe a bit flustered.
Going well so far. You are reversing back, so you will have missed the grey marker, but yeah, here come the torps from the Svetlana. Gonna catch
yeah, and I fully expected to take them. I did say in the chat, I'm going to eat something here.
Yeah, and it's really important. We didn't really talk about it at the time. You spent a lot of time on fire there without using your repair.
Yeah, fire damage with my repair party. I can repair 100% of fire damage, but had I used my repair and then taken a flooding, it does so much damage it would have killed me.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, you'd probably be down to about 3k health. Before this car actually came out, you'd have flooded to death. So by saving that repair, you're going to live a lot longer.
Yeah, and obviously in this game, I did not bring any premium consumables, sadly. So the cooldown times between the usages are much higher.
Yeah, it is worth noting that is the primary difference between the premium and the non-premium consumables is the cooldown times, and quite often you will get one extra of whatever the consumable is to use throughout the lifetime of the game.
Yeah, and honestly, I think had I brought premium, I probably would have carried this whole side without any question.
Yeah, and certainly if you hadn't got unlucky and clipped the... Oh, nice citadel again there. If you hadn't got unlucky and clipped that island, and therefore not taking those torpedo hits, you'd have easily finished up down here.
Yeah, perhaps if I'd pushed left of the island and kept heading south, dealt with the St. Louis, and then turned back round for the Kawachi, I'd have carried the whole side. But still a good game, still good damage scores, and nice to see some heroic achievements at tier 4. Got the Confederate and the High Caliber.
100k damage, or 109k damage at tier 4 is actually very impressive, very difficult.
Yeah, it was more than double my HP pool in total, which is very satisfying.
It wasn't obvious because there was just so much going on there, but there was a call probably, I think at the point that the Svetlana was getting ready to torp you, there was a call from you to the rest of us up in the northeast that, look guys, I'm not going to be able to hold this, I'll do my best. Knowing that we were going to lose the cap, I think you instructed me to go and take the B cap just to keep the points even.
Yeah, once I sort of knew the torps were coming, there was no way I could carry the two ships from completely opposite angles. One way or another, I was going to be giving someone too much angle. So
this is the advantage of being in a division. If you're a new player, don't be afraid to go find a clan. You don't have to be a professional to do so. It's one of the best aspects is that kind of communication makes a difference to your victory rates.
And also your experience.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to learn a lot quicker.
Your enjoyment.
Yes. Not everybody's probably as competitive as you or I, but winning more often than losing is, it's more fun to me.
Yeah, that's more obvious for sure. But you have funny situations that are better and you can do it as a group.
Yeah, and you're much more likely to be able to laugh it off and have a joke about it if you do make a silly mistake in a group than sulking about it as you are on yourself.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of times that we've laughed facing torps coming that you can do nothing about, start singing your goodbyes.
This Nazal that we're watching at the moment, clearly a very new player, doesn't really grasp how to aim, so what's happening here is he's aiming at the middle of the St. Louis, which doesn't take into account the fact that the St. Louis is moving at all. So yeah, the St. Louis is just cheering him up. We didn't talk much about ammo earlier, but when the Kolberg was firing AP at you, he should have been firing HE, and in this case, the St. Louis has perfect broadside on the Nazal, he should have been firing AP.
Yeah, he had 2 permanent fires. There was no reason not to switch to the high damage potential of the AP.
But ultimately, whether by luck or by skill, the Nazal does finally take out that guy and ends the game.
Yeah, pretty good game.
Nice scores. It's probably not obvious, but at this tier, that's very good.
Yeah, I think you can appreciate with the amount of ships I took on and survived for as long as I did. That was a fairly valiant effort.
Oh, thanks for the replay.
No worries. And that is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and drop your comments down below. We really enjoy reading them and we'd like to get back to them. Thanks again.